Hello guys, welcome to Maverick Forex channel. Here I will explain my strategy to you and post my trades. After testing thousands of strategies, I came up with this method. I will also post all the previous strategies and paths I took that were not profitable or I could not make a profit. If you have any suggestions or questions, be sure to tell me in the comments. Let's go. Very important point. I had been dreaming for several years. Looking for big profits with a small account. Looking for a strategy that would always make me profit. After about 13 years and losing a lot of money, I came up with this strategy I named the strategy save, which means the priority is to protect money, then make a profit. Suggestions for success. This tutorial is not a movie that you watch like a clip. This strategy requires market research and analysis. So please open your broker and at the same time review the things that are said. Time frame 15 minutes time GMT plus 2 o'clock, of course. If you learn the analysis completely after watching the videos, you can trade in the desired time frame. Market context. As of 13:30. The 27th of November 2025. From 0 to 4 o'clock, EUR, USD, executed a sharp 236 pip institutional rally, rising from 1.15895 to 1.16131. This move exhibited classic signs of institutional accumulation. Clean momentum, minimal retracement. However, from 4:45 onward, the market entered a distribution phase. Failed to sustain above 1.16100. Gradual decline to 1.15937 by 8:30. A bull trap formed at 8 o'clock, where price retested 1.16018. A shallow pullback into former resistance, triggering long entries, only to reverse immediately in 8:15 and stop out buyers, as recorded in your journal. The 27th of November 2025, time 8 o'clock. From 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Price consolidated in a tight range, 1.15770 to 1.15880, with low to moderate, indicating post-distribution stabilization, not exhaustion, but institutional rebalancing. Then, from 12:30 to 13:30. A new constructive impulse emerged. Price broke above 1.15818. Intraday resistance. Closed at 1.15829 in the 13:30 candle. High reached 1.15851. Pattern recognition versus historical journal entries. Check mark successful precedents from your journal. 2025.11.18615 and the 26th of November 2025 6:45. Right pointing arrow strong breakout plus shallow pullback plus intact higher low. HL. Right pointing arrow TP1 achieved cleanly. 2025.11.19645. Right pointing arrow no ideal retest, but decisive 15M close above structural level. Right pointing arrow valid entry. TP1 hit. Cross mark failed traps. Critical lessons. 2025.11.181145. 2025.11.191500. The 27th of November 2025 8 o'clock. Right pointing arrow superficially similar to winners, but featured 1. No bullish rejection candle at demand zone. 2. Poor timing, post-exhaustion, or during London Open volatility. Right pointing arrow, all stopped out as liquidity grabs. Key insight from journal. After rallies exceeding 200 pips, the first retest of demand is often a liquidity trap. The setup occurs before 8 o'clock. Current setup evaluation. 13:30. The 27th of November. 1. Retest of institutional demand zone. Checkmark price testing 1.15820 to 1.15850. A confluence of less than bridge greater than former resistance 2611 2000 psychological support 2. Structural integrity higher low check mark HL at 1.15770 12 o'clock candle remains unbroken 3. Confirmation via 15M close. Check mark 13:30 candle closed at 1.15829 above short-term resistance 1.15818 4. Timing. Check mark post consolidation 12 o'clock to 13:30. Far safer than the 8 o'clock trap. Market has digested the prior move. 5. Trap cycle risk, check mark low. Last trap was at 8:15. 5 candles have passed with no bearish follow through. Trade recommendation, long, entry zone, 1.15825 to 1.15845. Aligned with historical demand and current support, resistance flip, stop loss. 1.15765, below the HL at 1.15770 and 12 o'clock low. Tight but structurally sound. Take profit levels. TP1 to 1.15900. Psychological plus 26/11 resistance. TP2. 1.15950. Institutional take profit magnet from 26/11 Asian session. TP3 to 1.16000 risk reward. SL. Approximately 7 pips. TP1. Approximately 17 pips right pointing arrow R approximately equals 1 to 2.4. Favorable per journal standards. Strategic justification and final confirmation. This setup closely mirrors your highest probability historical wins, 18/11 and 26/11. With 3 critical advantages. 1. Safer timing. Entry occurs after consolidation, not during early London volatility. 2. No recent trap. The market has moved 5 clean candles since the 8:15 stop run. 3. Clear HL structure. Unlike the failed 8 o'clock trade, the 1.15770 HL is intact and respected. Instead, the market shows quiet absorption, consistent with institutional reaccumulation. Thus, the signal meets the core institutional criteria. Greater than structure, HL, plus context, post-consolidation, plus price respect, no rejection at demand, equals high confidence long, strategic note for future journaling greater than, after an exhausting 236 pip rally. The market stabilized for 4+ hours before retesting a historical demand zone. With HL integrity preserved and no signs of distribution, This offered a controlled risk, long aligned with institutional rhythm. The trade avoids the pitfalls of early London traps and mirrors successful setups from 26/11 and 18/11, validating adaptive execution in post-momentum environments. I am very happy that you watched my educational video until the end. I hope you are satisfied. For future content, please subscribe to my channel, like it, and send it to your friends. Post your questions, suggestions, and criticisms in the comments at Maverick_Forex.